Good morning, student. Today we shall see The Bond of Love by Kenneth Anderson. I would like to read the introduction to the lesson before you read. Can there be love and friendship between human being and wild animal? Why not? There can be love between animal and human being. Let us read a fascinating account of an orphaned sloth bear that was rescued by the author. Sloth bears inhabit forest area including the tropical rain forest of India and grassland at a lower elevation. Sloth bear have very saggy hair and long muzzle. Using their claw to dig, they can then use their lip to form a tube which can go deep into the ground or into hard to reach area like dead trees for their food. Their main food is termites. You can hear them suck up their food from several feet away. So let me start this lesson. See, photograph is there, the photo of bear, sloth bear. First, let me read it. If we come across any new word, then ask me. 2 years ago, the writer said, we were passing through the sugarcane field near Mysore. People were driving away the wild pig from the field by shooting at them. Some were shot and some escaped. We thought that everything was over when suddenly a black sloth bear came out panting in the hot sun. Now I will not shoot a sloth bear unwantonly, but unfortunately for the poor beast, one of my companions did not feel that way about and promptly shot the bear on the spot. What actually happened? I think no new words are there. Let me read this paragraph to you again and then we will see the question on it and try to have the answer of it. I will begin with Bruno, my wife pet sloth bear. I got him for her by accident. 2 years ago, we were passing through the sugarcane field near Mysore. People were driving away the wild pig from the field by shooting at them. Some were shot and some escaped. We thought that everything was over when suddenly a black sloth bear came out panting in the hot sun. Now I will not shoot a sloth bear unwantonly, but unfortunately for the poor beast, one of my companions did not feel that way about it and promptly shot the bear on the spot. How did the author get sloth bear? The answer is in the whole paragraph, first and second. As we watched the fallen animal, we were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved and left the prostrate body. When we saw it was a baby bear that had been riding on its mother back. When the sudden shot had killed her, the little creature, the little kid, ran around its prostrate parent, making pitiful noise. Any new word? Third paragraph. As we watched the fallen animal, we were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved and left the prostrate body. When we saw it, it was a baby bear that had been riding on its mother back. When the sudden shot had killed her, the little creature ran round its prostrate parents, making a pitiful noise. Why were the author and his friends were surprised? See, the answer is in this paragraph. As we watched the fallen animal, we were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved and left the prostrate body. When we saw it was a baby bear that had been riding on its mother back. When the sudden shot had killed her, the little creature ran round its prostrate parent, making a pitiful noise. The writer and his friend were surprised because a patch of black fur removed from the very silent dead body of that bear, because after the shot the bear was no more. But to their surprise, a small kid from the back, who was riding on the back of his mother, jumped and he was taking round of the dead body very pitifully. In this way, when they saw that, the writer and his friend were surprised. I ran up to it to attempt a capture. It shooted. I ran up to it to attempt to. I ran up to it to attempt a capture. The writer wanted to catch that kid. It scooted, means run away very fast. It scooted into the sugarcane field. Following it with my companion, it was at last able to grab it by scruff of its neck, while it snapped and tried to scratch me with its long hook claw. Now the writer wanted to catch, and the writer tried his level best, and at last writer was able to catch by its scrap. And when the writer caught it, the little one tried to run away from the clutch of the writer. So here, third question: how did the author catch the baby bear? The answer is like this. I would like to read it. I ran up to it to attempt the capture, means the writer wanted to catch the baby. It ran away. It scooted into the sugarcane field. Following it with my companion, I was at last able to grab it by the scruff of its neck, while it snapped and tried to scratch me with its long hook claw. Now, the baby bear, ran into the sugarcane. Then when the baby ran into the sugarcane, it was followed by the writer and his friend, and finally they caught it. And when the baby bear was caught, the baby bear tried to get rid of the writer by scratching with its long claw. Fifth paragraph. We put it in one of the gunny bag we had brought, and when I got back to Bangalore, I duly presented to my wife. She was delighted. She at once put the colored ribbon round its neck, and after discovering the cub was a baby, she christened it Bruno. Now, the writer took the baby and put it in a bag, that is gunny bag, very tight bag, and he brought it home, and he gave the animal to his wife. When she saw the baby, she was delighted. Her joy knew no bound at all, and immediately, as a possession of token, she put a round colored ribbon around its neck, showing that it was belonging to her. She wanted to show the possession, and that's why the baby was bound with the ribbon on its neck. And when the writer's wife saw that it was a baby, immediately she gave her name, and her name was Bruno. Now here, how was the baby bear received by the author's wife? He was received, baby bear was received very warmly. It was welcomed by love. Immediately, the lady tied ribbon round its neck, showing possession. And when the lady saw that the bear was baby, she had given immediately name to that animal, and the name was Bruno. He was being started known by the name Bruno. Bruno, 6th paragraph. Bruno soon took to drinking milk from a bottle. It was but a step further, and within a few days he started eating and drinking everything else. And everything is right word, for he ate porridge, lapsi, sira, made from any ingredient, vegetable, fruits, nuts, meats, especially pork, means meat of pig, curry, and rice, regardless of condiment and chilies, bread, eggs, chocolate, sweet, pudding, ice cream, etc., etc., etc. As far as drink, milk, tea, coffee, lime juice, accreted water, buttermilk, beer, chocolate, liquor, and in fact anything liquid, it all went down with relish. Now see, he was very greedy, he was very voracious eater. He started from drinking milk, and he was fond of all these things. There is a long list Bruno used to have. First, Bruno ate porridge, vegetable, fruits, nuts, milk, curry, rice, regardless of condiment, chilies, bread and eggs and chocolate, sweet, pudding, ice cream, and drink milk, tea, coffee, lime juice, water, buttermilk, beer, chocolate, liquor, in fact anything, all went down with. Now here, make a list. Make a list of all things which the baby bear used to have. Okay, boys, he started eating, drinking each and everything. One day an incident befall. One day an incident took place. One day an incident befell him. I put down poison barium carbonate to kill the rat and mice that had got into my library. Bruno entered the library as he often did, and he ate some of the poison. Paralysis said to the extent, and he could not stand on his feet. But he dragged himself on its stump to my wife, who called me. I guessed what had happened. I rushed in the car to the veterinary resident as a case of poisoning. Tame beer, barium carbonate, what to do? Out came his medical book, and furious reference to index began. What poison did you say, sir? Barium carbonate. Yeah, yes. B, barium salt, barium carbonate. Symptom, paralysis. Treatment, injection of just as minutes, sir. I bring my syringe and medicine. One incident had taken place. One day what happened? The writer, in order to kill the rats, put one poisonous thing in the library, and that was barium carbonate. Instead of rat, this bear drank it, and it resulted in paralysis. Immediately writer took bear to the doctor, and there the humorous thing had taken place. The doctor looked into the matter. The doctor diagnosis and said that he was going to have syringe and medicine. A dash back to the car. Bruno will plodding about on his stump, but clearly weakening rapidly. Some omitting, heavy breathing with heavy flank and gaping mouth. Hold him, everybody. It goes. The hypodermic Bruno squall. 10 cc of antidote entered his system without a drop being wasted. 10 minutes later, condition unchanged. Later, 10 cc injected. 10 minutes later, breathing less stertorous. Bruno can move his arm and legs a little, although he can't stand it. 30 minutes later, Bruno gets up and has a great feed. He looks at us disdainfully, as much as to say, what is barium carbonate to a big black bear like me? Bruno is still eating. This incident had taken place. This episode had taken place. One day, instead of the writer put this poison in the library to kill rat, but this animal bear used to visit the library of the writer when he was reading there, and he ate that poison, and it resulted in paralysis. He was brought to the hospital where the treatment was taken, and the treatment went on for a long time. Finally, he got all right, and he made a fun of poison and said that barium carbonate could do nothing to me and could do nothing to him. In this way, the first incident had come to an end. 6. What episode or what episode did take place into author's library. You have to indicate at least 100 words. Another time he found nearly 1 gallon of old engine oil which I had drained from the sum of a stud breaker and was keeping as a weapon against the inroad of termites. He promptly drank the lot, but it had no ill effect. Another incident. One time what happened? The writer had taken engine oil in a bottle and he kept there for the treatment of termite. And what happened actually? Instead, he put that engine oil in his room, and our bear, who was very mischievous and naughty, drank that oil, but it did not result any sort of damage to this animal. It did not cause any effect to this animal. This is the second incident. What episode did take place about engine oil? Okay, what incident? Here, another time he found nearly 1 gallon. Another time he found nearly 1 gallon of old engine oil which I had drained from the sum of the stud breaker and was keeping as a weapon against the inroad of termites. He promptly drank the lot, but it had no ill effect whatever. He was saved in that incident. Now, paragraph number 12. The month rolled on, and Bruno had grown. The month rolled on, and Bruno had grown many times the size he was when he came. He had equaled the Alsatian in height and had even outgrown them. Means now he was growing very fast. He became very big after some time. But now just as a sweet, just as mischievous, just as a playful, he become what? He become sweet. He become mischievous, he become naughty, he become sporty, he become playful, and he was very fond of us all. Above all, he loved my wife. Bruno loved writer's wife, and she loved him too. She had changed his name from Bruno to Baba. The name was changed. Bruno's name was changed, and from Bruno he became Baba of writer's wife. A Hindustani word signifying small baby, and he could do a few tricks too. At the command Baba Vishal or Baba Box vigorously tackled anyone who came forward for a rough and tumble. Give him a stick and say, Baba, hold gun. He started doing mischievous thing. He started playing game also. Different kind of game he used to play according to instruction of writer's wife. Ask him, Baba, where is baby? And he immediately produced and cradled cradle affectionately a stump of wood which he had carefully concealed in his straw bed. But because of the tenant's children, poor Bruno or Baba had to keep change most of the time. Now he was grown up, started doing mischievous thing. He became very lovely. He became very charming. He was loved by a family member, and he loved the family member and all these things. He started playing lot of game according to instruction given to him by writer's wife. Now he as he got grown, he was generally kept chained because of the neighbor's children. Then my son and I advised my wife and friend advised her to give Baba to the Jew at Mysore. He was getting too big to keep at home. Now the writer's son and his friend convinced the lady, the writer's wife, that Baba should be given to the Zoo, as it was growing very fast, as it was going larger and larger day by day. After some week of such advice, she sat last consented hastily, and before she could change her mind, a letter was written to the curator of Zoo. Did he want a tame bear for his collection? He replied, yes. The Jew sent a case from Mysore in a lorry, a distance of 87 miles, and Baba was packed off. Now, finally, the wife of the writer was convinced. She could understand that Baba was now big and he should be sent to the Jew. Immediately, the writer did not want to lose any chance. He immediately wrote letter to the curator of the Zoo whether they wanted the animal. Immediately they had sent the consent with a big case in a lorry, and now Baba was sent to Mysore. How and why? How and why was Baba sent to Zoo? Finally, Baba was sent to Zoo. After that, friends visiting, paragraph number 14. We all miss him greatly. Now Baba was sent to the Jew, and now they all missed Baba. They love Baba. But in a sense, we were relieved. My wife was inconsolable. She wept and fretted. For the first few days, she would not eat things. When she wrote a number of letters to the curator, how was Baba? Back came the how was Baba? Back came the replies. Well, but fretting, he refused food too. Now, how did the writer's wife react? Actually, they love Baba, and as they love Baba, they miss it. But the writer's wife was very sorrowful. She loved Baba very much, and that's why she was inconsolable. She went on weeping and worried about Baba, and for so many days she had not taken meal. She wrote number of letters to the curator about Baba's condition. Means here we will have the question like this: how did author's wife react when Baba was sent to the Zoo? Okay, she was worried. She did not have meal She wrote lot of letter asking about the progress, asking about Baba how he was, and that shows author's love for Baba. After that, friends visiting Mysore were begged to make a point of going to zoo and seeing how Baba was getting along. They reported that he was well but looked very thin and sad. Now, she sent lot of messenger to Mysore to ask about Baba, and when they returned, they reported author's wife that he was okay, but as he could not eat, he became very very thin, and Baba was worried, Baba was fearful in the zoo. For 3 months, I managed to for 3 months I managed to restrain my wife from visiting Mysore. Then she said one day, I must see Baba, either you take me by car or I will go myself by bus or train. One day she threatened writer that she wanted to see Baba. If he was ready to take her with train, if he was not ready to take her to see Baba, then she would go by bus, train on her own. And so the writer decided to take his wife to the zoo to Mysore to visit Baba. Friend had conjectured that the bear would not, conjecture, very good word, means try to guess. Friend, and the meaning also given in the margin. The friend had conjectured that the bear would not recognize her. Her friend thought that the bear, Baba, would not or could not recognize her. I had thought so. I thought so too. But while she was at some yard from the cage, Baba saw her and recognized her. The writer and friend thought that Baba would not recognize her. But as soon as Baba saw her, he recognized her. He howled with happiness. She ran up to Baba and patted him thoroughly the bar and he stood on his head in delight. For the next 3 hours, she would not leave that cage. She gave him tea, lemonade, cake, ice cream, and whatnot. Then closing time came and we had to leave. My wife cried bitterly. Baba cried bitterly. See the love between human being and animal. My wife cried bitterly. Baba cried bitterly. Even the hardened curator, now it brought tears in everybody's eyes who were watching that scene. And the keeper, that curator, started weeping. Felt depressed. As for me, I had reconciled myself to what I knew was going to happen next. Oh, please, sir, she asked the curator, may I have my Baba back? Hesitantly, curator answered, Madam, he belonged to the zoo and zoo is government property now. I can't give away government property. But if my boss, the superintendent Bangalore, agrees, certainly you may have him back. 3. There followed the return journey to Bangalore and visit to the superintendent's Bangalore. A tearful pleading, Baba and I are both fretting for each other. Will you please give him back to me? He was a kind-hearted man and consented. Not only that, but he wrote to the curator telling him to lend us a case of transporting the bear to Bangalore. In this way, they got the permission to take Baba back to pavilion. Back we went to Mysore again, armed with the superintendent letter. Baba was driven into small cage and hoisted on top of the car. The cage was tied securely and a slow and careful return journey to Bangalore was accomplished. Once home, a squad of police were engaged for special work in our compound. An island was made for Baba It was 20 feet long and 15 feet wide and was surrounded by a dry pit, a moat 6 feet wide and 7 feet deep. A wooden box that once housed the fowl was brought and put on island for Baba to sleep in at night. Straw was placed inside to keep him warm, and this baby, the gnarled stump along with his gun, the piece of bamboo, both of which had been sentimentally preserved since he had been sent to the zoo, were put back for him to play with. This kind of arrangement they made for Baba's living. What kind of arrangement did the author make? What an arrangement What kind of arrangement did the author make for Baba? In a few days, the coolies hoisted the cage on the island and Baba was released. He was delighted. Standing on his hind leg, he pointed his gun and cradled his baby. My wife spent hours sitting on a chair there. While she sat on her lap, he was 15 months old and pretty heavy too. The way my wife reached the island and used it is interesting. I have tied a rope to the overhang branch of mango tree with a loop at its end. Putting one foot in the loop, she kicked off with the other to bridge the 6-foot gap and constitute the width of surrounding. The return journey is made the way, but who can say now that a sloth bear has no sense of affection, no memory, and no individual characteristic? So, in this way, the arrangement was made by the writer to keep Baba at home, and no one could say that there is no affection, there is no sense of affection. No one could utter that there is no memory. No one could say that no individual characters. In this way, I hope that you might have understood the story, the episode of our lovely bear, that Baba and Bruno. Thank you.